by 3 male Trump supporters. Now she has been arrested for filing a false report. It's got a lot of coverage in the media. Will the latest development? Our investigation's just ahead.
Start your day with the #1 choice of dentists.
Don't touch me.
Hi, Phillips on care.
Don't touch me.
The debut of the year, and everybody's talking. The Hollywood Reporter says it's engrossing. Insider says it is loaded with compelling interviews. Yahoo says Leah Remini comes across as a sincere crusader. And Ellen calls the show bold, brave, and amazing.
Fight for your family. Get them out of this thing.
Don't miss an all-new episode Tuesday at 10, only on A&E.
Welcome back to Going Sour, the show that gives 110%.
10% of the time.
Alright, now it's time for cyberspace. This is where Uncle Si creates his own versions of popular online videos. Si, what'd you do this time?
Well, look, everybody's reviewing gadget. So I went out, bought me a gadget, okay, and now I'm going to make my own review.
I'm not meaning to.
Alright, let's check out Uncle Si's gadget review.
Hey, Si Robinson here with my new Gizmo review. Sorry I hadn't posted for a while, but hey, look, I'm old enough again. Hey, give me a break. Anyway, look, I just got this new quadcopter. Let's go check it out. This thing weighs about a pound. It's a couple of feet wide, a couple of feet long. Hey, that gives it a drag coefficient of who cares? It's just another stupid piece of plastic that's made in China. Who cares? Hey, look, the controls on this thing are pretty complicated. You got all these little buttons. Okay, and then you got the little screen down here that's supposed to be telling you something. But hey, no. I tried reading the manual. Couldn't understand it. So look, I'm just going to wing it. All right, what's that matter? Good grief. Take 2. Take 2, boys. Right, take 3. Uh-oh. Whoops. Okay. Oh, come back here. This here can't tell this to work independently with this. Take 12. Hey, the whole crew is running, boys. Piece of junk. Take 35. Whoops. Hey. Nope. Uh-oh. Look, I tried to wing it. No good. They put these instruction books in there for a reason. I actually read it, and look, it was quite helpful. In fact, look, I'm pretty sure I got this thing figured out. All right, let's take this baby for a spin around. There you go. All right, whoop, look out. All right, give it a little more trouble. All right, take it right. Yep, look out. Watch it, puppet man. Whoa. Tight quarters. Good grief. I see my target. Locked on it. Officer Red Kid. In conclusion, look, I give this thing 8 out of 9. Hey, keep leaving your comments. I love to read them. Okay, no trolling. I ain't got time for haters.
Si, what is this?
Uh-oh. Like and subscribe.
Si, this hit me in the face. I don't know why I let you do this stuff.
Simple. It's my show. You don't have a choice. Hey.
These next clips are all about marriage. Si, how long you been married?
Long enough that I've been trained to put the toilet seat down.
Look at there. Oh, boy.
Oh my God.
Good grief.
It's just, wedding planning 101. Well, the doctor. Oh, the wedding party. And the answer to this is C. No. Anything crazy happened at your wedding?
Yeah, actually, the first time I saw Corey before she walked down, I got a little teary-eyed.
Look, I said crazy, not lame.
Well, look.
Look, speak now or forever hold your peace. What's the big deal?
Good thing you had a big jacket on.
There you go.
Look at that bride.
Where's the groom? Hey, 'cause she's going in there by herself. She knows.
I think what the groom's the one jumping.
Well, that's stupid. Like somebody else, Jeff, he should have been down there with the woman. Hey, I'll tell you, this is going in divorce.
All right, we have to take a break, and so should you. We'll be right back with more going.
We're going viral. We're going viral.
Now, the ceasefire is in place to allow both civilians to leave the main areas where there's still some pockets of resistance, and also to allow opposition fighters to flee the city, essentially to surrender without being killed. A ceasefire was supposed to go into effect last night, Megan. That ceasefire, however, never took hold. It appears right now there is a brief moment of calm. Evacuations are meant to begin here in the next hour as the sun is due to rise in Aleppo, and we'll see if that actually happens. The history of ceasefires in Syria, Megan, as you well know, has been very, very difficult to get them to actually take hold, to allow this fighting to stop.
Absolutely. Connor Powell, thank you. Joining us now, Mark Thiessen, a fellow at the American Enterprise Institute and a Fox News contributor, and Mo Alifi, founding director of Georgetown University's Institute of Politics and Public Service. Wow, God, Syria, it's dark. And the question mark, as somebody who worked in the Bush administration, among your other credentials, was you were the chief speechwriter for George W. Bush. Obviously he made decisions when it came to Iraq that the country lives with to this day, the Iraqis do as well, and George W. Bush does. And the question is whether Syria is going to be Barack Obama's Iraq.
Well, it certainly is his responsibility because he's the one who did nothing to stop this situation. I mean, and Josh Earnest was at the podium today and he said, this is a quote, "Even our harshest critics cannot articulate some sort of alternative, and if they had, then the commander-in-chief wouldn't have hesitated to implement it." Well, his critics didn't offer him an alternative. His own national security team offered him an alternative. The alternative was very clear. Step one, don't withdraw all U.S. troops out of Iraq and lift your boot off of the terrorists' necks. All of his military advisors, his Secretary of Defense, all told him, don't do that. We need troops to stay in the country. Step two, do something to support the pro-Western, secular, moderate opposition in Syria. Hillary Clinton, General Petraeus, the Secretary of Defense Panetta all came into Obama's office and said, if you do not support the opposition, it's going to create a vacuum that ISIS is going to come in to fill. General Flynn, who was the head of the DIA, warned him, gave him a memo that said, this is a quote from 2012, "The deterioration of the situation in Syria has dire consequences, creates the ideal atmosphere for ISIS to return to its old pockets in Mosul and Ramadi, declare an Islamic state, and renew facilitation of terrorist elements from all over the Arab world." That happened. He was warned in 2012.
Mo,
and then,
why isn't this on Barack Obama? I mean, it's not like Iraq in that we didn't go over there and start a war with Syria, but they crossed the red line. Barack Obama said they could not cross, and we did nothing.
Yeah, and I think it's important to look back at that moment in time. I think, look, to the greater question as to what this is going to mean for his legacy, I think this is going to be one of those areas that history is going to forever debate as maybe the darkest moment in his foreign policy.
It's a genocide.
Legacy.
We're allowing it to happen.
And the question then is, could it have been prevented without putting significant military presence on the ground? And if you think back to what this president ran on in 2008, what the mood of the country was during that period.
But no one made him set that red line. No one made him do that with chemical weapons, saying if you use those, we're coming in. And they did, and he did nothing. And then they were emboldened, Mark Thiessen.
No, absolutely. Well, what happened was his advisors again told him when he sat his case. They leaked it all to the Wall Street Journal when he said we're not going to enforce the red line. They all went to the Wall Street Journal and said we told them you have to enforce the red line, because what happened is it emboldened the Assad regime, and they have continued. They're using chemical weapons. They're using chlorine gas in Aleppo today, so, and then you have
nothing changes, notwithstanding the videos we see of the children begging for help. Mo, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, look, we had Susan Rice over at Georgetown a couple of months ago to talk about the Obama legacy, and she laid out Syria as the biggest